Hey guys, have you guys heard of honey garlic? In my opinion, it's one of the easiest and most powerful natural remedies you can make at home. It's got two ingredients, and after just a few weeks of fermentation, you get this tangy, sweet, immune boosting syrup and these beautiful soaked garlic cloves. Okay, so you need raw unfiltered honey, and then you need organic garlic. I'm using 2 bulbs here. That's enough to fit in that smaller mason jar that I have. So you are going to break apart each bulb, and then you need to take the skin off of each clove of garlic. It is a bit of a tedious task, but it goes by quickly. I will use my trusty little garlic gadget over there to slightly, not full on like smash each garlic clove, but I like to break the garlic just a bit, which helps me remove the skin, but it also breaks the clove open. In doing that, it allows the garlic to release its most important compound called allicin. So allicin is the compound that fights bacteria, fights viruses, it even supports heart health. I believe it's one of the reasons they call garlic nature's antibiotic. Okay, so you also need to make sure that you're using raw honey, as pasteurized honey will not ferment. So right here is where I'm breaking the skin off, and I am slightly breaking open the garlic clove. I am using an example of this little cocktail fork to poke holes in the garlic if you'd like to do it that way rather than smash it. And then I always cut off that little tiny nub that all garlic cloves have. I do not enjoy eating that thing. So remove it if you want. You can leave it on if you want. Okay, so unlike the fire cider, this is a true fermentation process to where this jar is going to need to be burped. So I would always suggest, if you're using the mason jar, slightly put the lid on it, but not all the way, because it will explode if there is no way for these gases to release out of the jar. So go through and get your garlic cloves peeled, lightly smashed, poked, however you want to do it. And let's just talk about what's happening. When you combine the raw garlic and the honey's natural enzymes and wild yeast kick in, and then the garlic releases its liquids. The honey starts to thin out. You'll see it becomes like a very thin syrup. And that's when the fermentation process begins. You'll notice in the jar, which I think is super cool, that it bubbles and fizzes, and you will see the pressure buildup in the jar from the lid. And that's just the carbon dioxide from the fermentation. So over time, the garlic will soften, it mellows out, and the honey turns into this sweet syrup. So go ahead and pour. Once you get your garlic prepared, make sure that you cover all of the garlic, but leave enough room in the top for some air for that fermentation process. And you're going to want to stir this or slowly tip the jar upside down every couple days. I want to give you an example here. This has only been sitting for 2 days, and you can see the fermentation bubbles already starting. You can see them there along the edge. You can see them bubbling up right here. I think this is so cool, you guys. Let's see, when we turn it right here, you see the bubbles coming out of this garlic clove. I just think it's so cool that you can watch the fermentation process start within a day of combining these two ingredients. It truly makes the saying, what you eat today can heal you tomorrow, such a strong statement. I'm not a doctor of any sort, so I encourage you to do your research on these natural remedies. I just grew up taking these natural remedies, and I raised my children on these as well. So the fermentation will be done in about 4 to 6 weeks. The garlic will be kind of brown and soft, and the honey's syrup-like. If I start to feel under the weather, I just take a scoop of honey and the garlic and eat it. Or I add a scoop of honey in a warm glass with lemon ginger goodness, which that video is on my page as well. I hope you guys give it a try. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.